trying not to stare, but it's hard with you sitting there, pretending you don't know why.
Good morning, guys. Welcome to episode 2 of Recording with Fjord. We're going to make this short and sweet. This morning, we're going to show you how to sidechain your sub to your kick drum. And just so you can hear the context of what we're doing, I'm going to play the song for you real quick. And again, apologies. This movie is going to be in mono. I'll be working on that later. Don't worry about it. And I'll isolate the kick and the sub so you can hear exactly what's going on. Now, if you see the sub MIDI, you might be wondering, well, why isn't it sounding what it looks like, right? That all has to do with the gate. The gate is telling the sub to only activate when the kick hits. I'll play the sub without the gate and without the kick. All right, as you can see, it's just a doubled bass line an octave lower. But in the context of the song, we didn't want the sub holding out that entire time. It just ate up too much headroom, too much low end. So we wanted to use it musically as an emphasis for what the kick was doing, just adding that energy, sub 60 hertz and below. So, to do this in Logic, you need to set up a sidechain, all right? And in Logic, you cannot sidechain an individual channel if it's MIDI. You can if it's audio, but again, if it's a MIDI channel like our kick, in order to sidechain it, you have to send it to its own bus. So what we did is we sent the kick to bus 12 and labeled it trigger 1. Then we come onto our sub channel, open up dynamics, noise gate, right? We'll activate that. Pull up the noise gate, and in most of Logic's plugins, in the top right, they have a sidechain option. And all you have to do is choose the bus that you're sending your kick to. And in our case, it's bus 12. What a sidechain is it's telling your channel that the gate or whatever plugin is on that you're sidechaining to use a different signal as its input, all right? No longer is the sub determining what this gate is doing. Instead, bus 12 is overriding it and being used as the input. And you can do so many cool creative things with either EQ or multiband compression or there's just so many things you can do with sidechaining. The most common might be ducking that you hear in EDM. With the bass and the kick, where the bass kind of feels like it's getting sucked in. That's always really fun. But in this case, we're using the sidechain to gate the sub. So basically, we're creating a threshold to where the sub only activates when the kick activates, because we're using the kick as the input now, right? So I'll play it back for you again one more time. Now, the trick to getting this right is these 5 parameters on the gate. The threshold tells you when the gate will open, all right? And we can show you what it's like at 0. Nothing, right? Nothing's coming through. The gate's closed. We're going to bring it down until we hear something coming through right there. Now, once you find where the gate opens, you can really have it anywhere. There's not going to be much difference because the velocity of the sub is all the same. So you can put it anywhere in here. We had a negative 32. Doesn't really matter. And what these parameters control right here, just like a compressor, the attack is going to determine how fast the gate opens. And release is going to tell you how fast the gate closes. And hold is this kind of bizarre parameter that kind of is an extension of release, and I'll demonstrate that to you in a second. Let's turn everything down to 0 and just kind of work through the song and listen to what we think sounds best. Again, we're getting some signal now, so we can work on the release first. There, we're getting some resonant tail you can hear. That's pretty good. Right now it still sounds like it's being squashed on that initial transient. So we want to slow down that attack a little bit, make it a little more musical. Now that's about where we had it before we started. It's just enough to add emphasis to the kick. It's not long enough to where it's, you know, playing these half notes as it's written. That'd be too much. So basically we're just adding some extension to the kick and adding some low end frequency energy to it. And I'll play it in the context of the mix. Maybe a little longer. Pretty neat, huh? Without the sub, you know, it can work too. But we're just lacking that energy below 100 hertz. So we just wanted to beef it up a little bit, and we decided to add a sub. Again, we used the EXS24 sampler. It's a great sub plugin. Just uses a great sine wave. Let me see if I can demonstrate for you guys. So for all your Logic users, try using the EXS24. Really clean sine wave. Really good way to beef up the low end without adding, you know, too much frequency information. But yeah, guys, that's the trick. Again, send your kick to a bus unless it's audio. You can just sidechain that single channel, but send your kick to its own bus, label it for organization's sake, open up your sub, turn on the gate, sidechain the bus that your kick is being sent to, and mess with these parameters until you get a musical sub kick relationship. And that's it, guys. Again, use your ears, always use your ears. And hopefully this trick can help you out. Again, apologies for the movie being in mono. I'm working on it. Don't you worry. Take this trick and start using it in your productions. It can really help you add some low end to your music. Well, until next week, guys. Thanks again.
Like a satellite in outer space. Oh, I know you're watching in this crowd, with the bass and the music loud. It's in the